Hello, I'm Collin Dowdell. This is my presentation about ordinary and necessary business expenses. Let me just start to screen share here. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, there we go. So yeah, ordinary and necessary business expenses, what they need to be to be tax deductible. First of all, what constitutes an ordinary and necessary business expense? By definition, ordinary is an expense that is common and accepted in your trade or business. So like an example of this would be cost of goods sold at a retail store, maybe rent, anything that's just ordinary for a business to operate. Yeah, so necessary, kind of along the same lines, but they define it as an expense that is helpful and appropriate for your trade or business. And obviously this can change depending on the industry, but pretty much for everyone, taxes is a necessary expense. You could do like insurance for your employees, stuff like that. But for an expense to be tax deductible, the expense must be ordinary and necessary, or else you can't deduct it. So officially in IRC section 162, here it says there shall be a deduction allowed on all ordinary and necessary business expenses paid or incurred during the taxable year in carrying on any business or trade. So that kind of goes along with kind of has to do with your business. Some specific examples from the code section 162 is a salary. So obviously it has to be a reasonable salary or other compensation for personal services actually rendered. So like your 1099 employees, or I guess your 1099 independent contractors, traveling expenses, meals and lodging, which are not lavish and extravagant. So those are deductible while you're away from home in the pursuit of a trade or business. Rentals or other payments required to be made as a condition to the continued use or possession for purposes of the trade or business. So like office rent or like equipment that you need to be renting or making payments on in order to conduct business. So like a tractor, if you're a construction company, stuff like that, stuff you need to be conducting business. A few, yeah, these are not deductible at all. So any contribution or gift, which would be allowed as a deduction under 170, not deductible. Obviously, legal payment to government officials, kickbacks, and bribes are obviously never deductible. So, I mean, the way I see it is, as long as it's within reason and as long as you're using those expenses to conduct business, you know, as long kind of in the name ordinary and necessary, as long as they're not like far-fetched or you're not buying entertainment stuff for your business, it's kind of self-explanatory. But yeah, that's kind of sums it up. I'll say as long as the expenses are within reason of conducting business, should be tax deductible. So, thank you very much.